Hey there, everybody. PTPOP here. And today is Monday, and it is about 20 till 10 in the morning here in Ohio. And we got hit with that snowstorm over the last couple of days, and people here are absolutely losing their shit. They're completely freaking out about it. And the other day I went into the grocery store. This last Saturday I went to the grocery store with my wife to do our shopping, and the beer section was decimated and the meat cooler was decimated. And I was talking to one of the guys that stocks the meat cooler, and he goes, yeah, there's been a run on meat for some reason. People are horrified of the storm that's coming. And here where I live, we got about a foot of snow, but there's no wind, there's no drifts. The roads aren't great, but they're passable. And I guess this is what I don't understand. And I guess you'd have to know how I grew up. I grew up in the snow belt in Ohio, where lake effect snow came off Lake Erie. The easterly winds, the winds blowing eastward, would blow in over the lake, pick up moisture, take it up in the atmosphere, and dump it into the town I lived in. And sometimes we get a foot of snow, 2 feet of snow, and the town had been accustomed to this for the 100 or 200 years it had been a town. So they knew how to deal with it. And it was like, you'd get up, you'd dust off your car, you'd scrape the windows, you'd go to work. There was no panic. There was no, oh my God, this is the end. This is the end. I know this sounds like a fable or something, but I walked to school uphill both ways, because my house is at the bottom side of a hill in our town square. And I don't know where this guy thinks he's going, because there's nowhere to go. It's funny, the old drivers don't know what the hell they're doing. But I walked up this hill through the town square and down the other side of the hill to go to school every day in the snow. Freezing cold weather, worse than this. And there was no canceling school because it was too cold. School would be canceled if there was a blizzard, like with wind and drifting, and it was impossible to keep the roads clear. But this isn't a blizzard. This was a snowfall. This was just a simple snowfall. It was nothing more, nothing less than just a simple snowfall. And as you can see around me, we've got some snow. There's no doubt about it. But, I walked to school in worse weather than this, and I did it with my classmates. We all went down the same hills and up the same sidewalks to the junior high school and the high school and the elementary school, and we, believe it or not, we all lived to tell about it. Nobody collapsed in the cold and said, tell my mother I love her, as he turned blue or she turned blue and froze to death. Nobody. Not a single soul. Nobody that went to school with died in the snow. Had a couple classmates. One got hit by a car and died, and another girl had a tree branch fall on her in a storm during a rainstorm, I think in the summertime, and she died. I lost another classmate who killed himself in the police station after he got pulled over for a DUI. It's a whole nother story. But nobody died walking to school. Nobody. So today, I wake up to find that the kids are off school. It's 13 degrees outside. School's been called off. And there's not that much snow. There's a lot of snow, but it's not like, it's nothing that this part of the country can't deal with. I'm just perplexed by this panic. The people here panicked. They were in complete panic about, there goes a Chevy S10. I haven't seen one of those in 30 years. And it's still running in. I don't get it. I'm truly baffled, and the weather people have, I can see if you get hit with this down in Cincinnati or Kentucky or Tennessee where it traditionally doesn't snow like that, and I can understand how people are like, oh my god, oh my god. But here it's like, this is common. This isn't unheard of. This is winter in Ohio. And people are like, oh my god, what are we going to do? The snow is coming. And I'm not even exaggerating. People are horrified, and I blame it on the weather people. They spend, this Betsy Klingcheck on Channel 3, the NBC affiliate here in Cleveland, will beat a dead horse. If she could beat a dead horse with a hammer, she would do it. Just give her a boat oar to beat the dead horse, and beat it and beat it and beat it. And she sounds the alarm bell. Winter storm is coming. Winter storm is coming. Hunker down. Get all your food. Get the kids together. Get out the space heaters. Oh my God, we're all going to freeze in the Armageddon of snow. And it's uncalled for. I'm sure some people died in this storm because they got stuck outside, or they were homeless, or maybe the heat went off in their house and they were too stupid to go to the library and sit there and warm up or something. But this is not a blizzard. This was a snowstorm. This was a snowfall. There's a big difference. A snowfall is just a snowfall. It was just snow. It was like frozen rain. It was just falling straight down. There was no wind. There was no drifting. Now you get into problems when you have high winds and snow like this. If you had high winds, the wind drifts and it turns into these huge drifts, and the roads are impassable because the snow has been blown across the street. So you may have gotten a foot of snow, but in the street is 3 feet of snow because it's drifted and piled up in the roads, and the plows can't even get through it. That happened in 78, it happened in 77, it happened every winter when I was a kid. And like I said, we dug out of it and we went to work, or we went to school. I mean, we got a lot of school off, but it was only if the roads were so impassable because it was a blizzard. It wasn't because our little chairs would freeze. Oh my God, they'll turn blue and their fingers will fall off in the horrible snow. Ah! And trust me, I loved getting school off when I was a kid. There was nothing better. My friends and I would go outside. Mom would okay it. All of our parents would say, sure, go outside and play in the snow. And we would go build snow forts and have snowball fights and build snowmen. I remember one year, these guys built like a huge snowman. It was a female. There was all guys. They made it a female snowman. These were like 9-year-old boys. They built like a 10-foot tall snowman and put breasts on it and a vagina and a butt crack. And they put mud in the butt crack to make it look like there was poop in there. I thought it was hilarious. I'm 9 years old. It was a work of art. It was like something out of that movie, Christmas Story. And we had fun. We ran around in freezing cold weather. We went down the hill and sled ride or went sled riding, and I had sandwich bags over my feet and then socks over that, or vice versa, and that's all there was to it. There was no panic. My mother and my father, my dad was probably half lit at the time. He still had to get up and go to work. The little that he did work, he still went to work. Heck, in the blizzard of 78, he was driving a Ford Pinto wagon, coming home from work at 11 o'clock at night, and he ditched his car on Route 6, and he walked home. He walked like 2 miles in the freezing cold weather, and he didn't even have a winter coat on. He had dress shoes and a light jacket, and he made it home fine. He didn't fall freezing to death. And Mom would always say, well, that's probably because he was filled with booze. He was all warm from the booze. I don't get this. I don't understand why they're trying to weaponize the weather. When you're driving this stuff, you just drive slow. You can't go speeding around here like an IndyCar race car driver. You'll end up in a ditch, or worse. Now that guy just drove past me He's not even looking at the road. He's texting and laughing while not even looking at the road. He's completely oblivious to what's going on around him. I don't know what's happened with this country. I don't know what's happened with the people of the country. People are filled with fear about everything now. They're afraid of the weather. They're afraid of the sky. They're afraid of their food. They're afraid of the government. They're afraid of their spouses. They're afraid of women. They're afraid of men. Men are afraid of women. You can't talk about sex anymore, or somebody will slap you with a sexual harassment suit. You can't say a woman is beautiful anymore because they're not to be seen as objects. No, we are precious, precious resources of the human kind. Men have been emasculated. You're not allowed to be masculine anymore. Now that you've got to be a big wimp. I don't understand it. The world has changed, and people's minds are just really weird. Like, this road I'm on right now is not the best, but I don't have the least bit of fear in me because I know what it's like to drive in the snow, and all the people around here do too. We all grew up with this. This isn't as bad as where I grew up, but this is not so bad. Oh, don't let my children go out in the snow. I can only imagine the calls that the school superintendent and the principals get. Are you going to close school? I don't want my lovely chap to be out in the cold and freeze. His fingers will fall off into the snow and the raccoons will eat them. Oh. Maybe it would do to your kid some good if his fingers did fall off, so we can go to the hospital and get the hell away from you. You crazy people. Oh my God. I must admit, I think I grew up in my upbringing in this environment made me a stronger person. I'm not a survivalist or an environmentalist. I wouldn't really know how to survive in the woods. If somebody pushed me off in there, I wouldn't know what part of a deer to eat or how to skin it. I could probably figure it out, but growing up in this climate, you learn a lot of stuff. It's just basically, the basic rules are don't be a dumbass. Don't run around naked in the snow and you won't freeze to death. It's as simple as that. Don't stay out there too long. If you get too cold, come in. What? Go inside when it's cold? I don't know. Mama, can I drive fast on icy roads? Sure there, son. If you want to live just a couple more moments, go ahead. I'm baffled by how stupid people have become. And think about it. When I grew up, cars weren't anything nearly advanced as what they are today. I mean, the cars when I grew up were rear-wheel drive with no posi traction. People had to put snow tires on their cars. Nobody was going anywhere in that snow back then because you really couldn't get through it. The front-wheel drive changed everything because the weight of the engine is on the front tires and gives you more traction in the snow. I don't know, man. They want us scared. I think they want us all scared. They want us horrified. They want us thinking that we're completely dependent on the government. They're going to come save us from the snow and the rain and the floods. Of course they don't. They never do. We've seen that in Maui. We've seen it. Different floods and hurricanes. The government's about us. And I don't know how the government even knows how to fight a war. They're so messed up. And right now I'm going to the park to do my morning walk in the snow. Go figure. I probably will survive it, more than likely. There's a lady standing on the side of the road with trash bags. I don't know what the hell she's doing. That must be her driveway. Maybe she's homeless. Maybe she just woke up from living in the woods. I don't know. I don't know. I kind of think my upbringing with my weird dysfunctional parents, the alcoholism and the addiction, made me a stronger person. I can be very whiny and needy and stuff like that, but I get through things. I'm very resourceful, and I can figure out, how to get out of a crisis. Well, everyone else is losing their minds. I'm like, well, this isn't so bad. Let's see what we can get done here. And because there was always a crisis when my parents were married. There's always some crisis. There's always something with money or no food, or the electricity was being turned off because Dad didn't pay the electric bill. So I'm used to it. I'm used to, okay, no electricity? Okay, well, we'll just set the chairs on fire and we'll use that for heat. I'm exaggerating, but, there was the winter of 73, 74, when I was like 7, 8 years old. Dad didn't pay the electric bill, or the landlord of the building. I think he's trying to get us out of the building, so he turned the heat off. We had no heat. And Dad was in a rehab center getting dried out. He was in Rosary Hall, I think it was, getting sober. And Mom and I are laying in his bed together at night under her old, torn and tattered raccoon fur coat and blankets. We didn't even have comforters or anything. The windows were covered with frost. I think we used the gas stove for heat that was in the kitchen down the hall. I don't know how we did it. I don't know how she did it. I still got up and went to school. You get through things. You push through it. If you want to live, get off the beach. You see that in all the old World War II movies. Just keep moving ahead. You gotta move ahead if you want to stay alive. Like right now, I'm doing 25 miles an hour, which is the speed limit. Here's a cop, and he's doing about 35, but he's also got a big SUV. And it's a beautiful sunny. This is beautiful to me. This is gorgeous weather. Just nothing more beautiful than a winter day in Ohio. Nothing. I wouldn't go to the Grand Canyon. I wouldn't go to North Carolina or to any tropical island. There's nothing more beautiful than a peaceful, silent winter day in the woods where I'm going to go walking. Because when winter comes, the animals all go south, or they go into hibernation. The people are staying in their houses. There's nobody in the park. It's so quiet you can hear a pin drop. And there's nothing to be afraid of. The only thing to be afraid of are lunatics that are hiding in the woods. They're going to attack you, because a couple of people have been attacked down here. One girl was almost raped, and a couple was shot to death about 4 years ago, and the park system has done nothing about it. They have absolutely no idea who shot these people. But that's today's society. Everybody's a lunatic. Everybody's lost their minds. I don't know what's going on out there. I don't get it. But I love this. I'm happier than a pig in shit right now. And look what they did on this hill. They put salt down on this hill. It's clear as it can be. It's no ice. It's all salted. It's been plowed. The snow crews around here are top-notch snow removal. They do the main roads first, and then when they get around, they get to the secondary streets. Like in the neighborhoods, they put those last. And when I get out of here, I got to go home, and I got to go snow blow the driveway, because there's about we got a foot. We got like 9 to 10 inches on Saturday, and then overnight last night and throughout yesterday we got like another 5 inches. So I got to go snow blow 5 more inches. Look at this. People driving around, having a good time. Everyone's scared though. I don't understand what there is to be afraid of. And why would there be a run on meat? I don't understand that. Do people really think they're going to be shut in, snowed in for years or something? This is not like the Antarctic. This is Cleveland, Ohio. You can walk down the street and get a beer. People decimated the beer cooler at our grocery store. It was empty. People are just sitting there cooking hamburgers and getting liquored up in their houses around here because they're afraid they would never see the light of day again, never see their loved ones. That's all because these weather people are like, be very scared. A Snowmageddon is coming. This happens every winter now. They really build this up. And it can't be because they care about us. It can't be because these really aren't that scary. This is not like end of life type of snow. This is not the end of the world. This is just another snowy day in Cleveland, Ohio. That's all it is. Let's see if the park's even open. The park may not be open. I may have to turn around and go home. I mean, this is not good. I mean, I'm driving through the Cleveland Metro Parks. This guy over here looks like he's off the road. I don't know how he got off the road. Yeah, he went off the road. How the hell did you go off the road, dude? What a schmuck. He went off the road and into a snowbank, and it's traditionally 25 miles an hour through here. Right now I'm doing 15. The only way he went off the road, if he was a dumbass and he was doing 40, he's like, yeehaw, I'm a dumbass from Cleveland, Ohio. I'm gonna drive into a snowbank. And I feel nothing for these people. I feel nothing for somebody stupid enough to go around a curve in a snowfall with absolutely no regard for themselves or the people around them. I completely baffled by this these people that are just pure unadulterated idiots. There is no reason for you to get in an accident in this weather. None. Listen to me, I just backed into a snowbank. This lady has like a wreath cover on the back of her Jeep. If you can see this. This thing, I'll take this down. We'll turn it around. Look at this. I don't know if you can see this. She got some type of fancy red and white wheel cover on her spare tire thing. I don't know, guys. I'm at the park. I'm gonna go for a walk. I'm gonna enjoy the sunny, beautiful. I hope you're warm and you're safe where you are. You know, when you get old, you see things differently. And I'm not old, but I just turned 60, and I tell you, I grew up in a much simpler time. There was no fear. You didn't walk around wondering who was going to jump you from the shadows, or if when you came home, if your house would be broken into. You weren't afraid of being murdered. You weren't afraid of the government. The government sucked. It always had. I don't know what's happened out there. I just don't get it. Like, there's the person here next to me. I don't know if you can see this person. So here in the sticks, when it snows, you're supposed to put your windshield wipers up off of your car so they don't stick to the windshield. Now take a look at this. I don't know if you can see that. So they got their windshield wipers up. It's more than apparent that this car just got here. They just parked. And the only time you really need to put your windshield wipers up off of the windshield is overnight, if your car's going to be sitting outside and the windshield was wet, because sometimes the rubber of the windshield wipers will stick to the windshield and they'll rip off if you try to. But there's no need to do it now. They'll be here maybe, if they're here hiking, like they'll be here maybe an hour, and their windshield wipers will not be damaged. I mean, I don't understand. This person drives a Jeep, and everybody around here drives Jeeps. Everybody thinks they're like the creme de la creme of cars. And I think Jeeps are junk. You wouldn't catch me dead in a Jeep. Well, I'm going to go for a walk, people. Thanks for watching. I just wanted to get that off my chest. Stay warm where you are. Drive careful on the roads. And stay inside if you don't have to go out. But there's nothing to be afraid of. Kick back and watch